It is time for our second best of 5 in the grand final here at the Stage 2 playoffs. $500,000 is up for grabs this weekend. The winner here taking home 200 big ones.
This is where you see the true test of champions. These guys have been on the stage like this before. Who will clutch up in our second best of 5 to take home the title? Forget everything that's happened. One series remains to take home that trophy and the majority of the $500,000 prize.
And we've seen OpTic Gaming make these crazy loser bracket runs before, but they just usually fall a little bit short here. And I think with this format where they don't have to play a ton of matches today, they have a lot of energy going in this second series. Looking great.
I'll tell you the big thing. I was talking to OpTic outside after the matches yesterday, and talking about, if they were upset when EnVy beat LG, because LG's, one of the scarier teams they have to play. And he said, hey, it's a two-edged sword. It's like if we get by LG, we feel confident we can take any of the other teams in 2 best of 5s. They got a chance to do just that.
Yeah, I was speaking with Scump a little bit yesterday, and he felt that if they beat LG, they were going to run away with everything else.
Well, there's a lot of people out there watching. Tweet out the stream. Let's get into it. One final go-around in this best of 5. OpTic Gaming versus EnVy. If it's anything like the first, we're in for a treat. Karma trying to stay alive. JCap starts this one off 2-0.
And remember, this is a map we've seen OpTic Gaming lose a couple of times. Hardpoint on Throwback. We saw EnVy have that miraculous comeback against Luminosity, just even when getting outslayed massively the other day. So maybe this is something that favors EnVy a little bit?
Yeah, I was going to say, this is a map where we've seen EnVy beat one of the top teams in the world in Luminosity, and they don't outslay. They get outplayed by 16 in that one, but they're able to win it.
If OpTic win this map, they're going to need to dominate the baseball hardpoint. Simple as that for me. They're going to need to get Formal in that position. If they can do that, they typically get 40 plus of the seconds on that hill. And it's the map and part that really kind of swings the momentum in their favor. This is fine. Middle map's even. Formal doing a great job of falling back for these spawns. You see everyone on OG popping up next to him, as now OpTic will look to hold this barn hill.
Well, the Flood going to be coming in quickly for EnVy. 3 hitting up through the mid-alley. Formal's nade almost tags on everybody. Got the first, almost beamed Apathy off a cover, but not able to finish it. Slasher now, trying to make plays around the back. He's hunting for Karma. He's found his prey. Nobody in the hardpoint racking up time right now. Both just trying to fight for position.
Nice challenge from Scump. Slasher not ready for him to be flying through. Krim with a second. JCap does shut down Scump, but Krim's E-Rad beams right across field, and he's still alive.
Krim has really impressed so far this weekend. He's really playing some of the best, if not the best, Infinite Warfare we've seen from him. And I know he's gotten mentioned over the last few events. You've seen him on Twitter like, why doesn't anybody give me any love? No, I'm playing well. He has shown up in a big way this weekend, deserves all the love.
And why is it so important for you, Matt, that he plays well?
Well, I think it's just with the way COD has become. Look at Luminosity. They have 4 extremely strong players. You can't just get away with 2 very talented players and then everybody else just kind of filling in gaps, rotating early. You need 4 players who can really slay at the top level. They put Karma in a lot of difficult spots where he has to pick up some kills on rotation that are tough. They need Krim to be a slayer again.
And I think on the other side of that, JCap, he's hurt in some respawns. You need JCap for EnVy to not take you down in some of these. So far, doing well at 7-5.
That was a brilliant challenge from Scump. He knew he had the timing window to slide on through and at least stop that contest for a few more seconds. Right now, OpTic up by 30. Scump gets gunned by John, as now the rest of the EnVy team will look to push on through and fight for these bowling spawns.
And you're okay if you're OpTic right now, just contesting. You have the spawns for the next hard point. You just want to make sure nobody pushes too far forward, flips the spawns in any capacity, as Karma with the 180. Finishing out.
And look at him, he wants more. There's another, make it 3. Slasher nearly gets gunned as well. Karma 10 and 6. He's taking Formal's role right now on this team.
Yeah, absolutely happy. You talked about Formal in this spot. If we can go to his point of view here and just talk about getting back in this pocket and maintaining here. If it's him or Slasher, they can dominate.
Not only getting in this pocket, but getting himself started in this map. This is the position he needed to be in. 2 and 5 at the start of this hardpoint. Now 3 and 5, 4 and 5. Does get dropped, but either way, 2 kills already in his favor.
Slasher and Apathy, though, break on in for EnVy. You see the number 8 at the top of the minimap. John, such a smart play. He knows his teammates are spawning on the bottom side. He goes all the way towards the top, pick up those 2 kills.
And now Slasher gets right into the spot where he saw Formal, and this is where he can dominate. OpTic have 4 up. They're looking to hit from blue. Karma trying to peek him. You're not going to win that gunfight with the way Slasher's been playing all weekend. Apathy up close. Apathy with 2. 100 now off Trinity Rockets. It's scare about for him.
It's a 4-kill slaying advantage for EnVy. The score now tied. EnVy going to take the lead. Fantastic job holding off OpTic. They don't even get close to the hill.
Yeah, it's John and Apathy both on streaks. We saw how close Apathy is to the Trinities. John getting close to a Scarab, but then he'll start working towards Trinities as well. It's a good first half for Envy. I'd love to go to Apathy, see if he actually earned those streaks. I don't believe he did.
I think they both fell just maybe a little bit short here.
That's huge, because that was just one kill he needed to earn that Trinity Rocket. Will not have that tool for later on. I also don't think John got his either. So Envy had a combined 12 streak right there and don't earn a single score streak off of it. I mean, that's best case scenario for OpTic Gaming. The fact that this game is still tied is huge.
Yeah, and you know, Formal's been sensational today. On Championship Sunday, he's been absolutely amazing. Right now, he's 4-10, but you're still winning if you're OpTic. That's got to be a pretty good feeling.
Well, Matt, we talk about when a player kicks it into gear, you don't expect Formal to do poorly this entire map. If he begins to step it up, OpTic, they should dominate, right?
Yeah, I mean, with the way OpTic goes, you know, they go on these runs where they just start to string kills together. Everybody goes on streaks. You imagine if Formal starts to heat up with the way Karma and Krim are playing, you get Scump to start getting a rhythm as well. It's one that they can run away with.
Well, this is one too, Matt, where you really don't want Formal to begin to just change up how he would normally play just because he's having a bad map, right? He's got to stick to the script that they're used to.
No, you never want that. You see Formal, he's going to be the first one that rotates all the way out towards Barn. He gets over. You see the number 4 on the mini-map. Him and Krim go to top side. Get these cuts, but Envy didn't spawn nowhere close over there.
Well, now they're trying to break through. 2 kills for either side. Formal still in the back. Gets him on the wall bang. John's inside the hard point, but as the rest of his team drops, wise play here to live to see another day. Now he re-peaks, get 1 kill. As he does that, the rest of the reinforcements come in, but Formal going off as he gets 2. JCap, though, will take him out almost immediately, and there you go. There's the break, but there's still another OpTic Gaming flood from Courtyard.
Yeah, and they still have bodies here. Formal going to be the next one to challenge Slasher towards this backside of the map. Actually, that's a gunfight win versus Apathy. They've got the number advantage now for OpTic Gaming. Still 17 seconds left on this hill. And look at Formal. From 5-11 to now 11-12. And OpTic Gaming, they're up by 20. Oh, no!
He gets the better of Slasher in that one as well. But, you know, when you talk about players like Scump, like Formal, they start slow. They don't often stay slow. Coming alive now, and you've got a 30-point advantage for OpTic.
We've talked about it over the years as you see Formal nail some long-range shots, but when those guys, you know, specifically Formal and Scump get off to slow starts, you need to take advantage of it. Envy has let OpTic hang in this game, and you see once they start to get rolling, what they can do.
Listen, man, he's ready now. He's ready now!
Oh, my God!
Formal plugs in the controller, a 7 streak, full streaks, earned the FTLs there. John, stop peeking the man. Give yourself a chance.
And he's ready.
No!
Ready for the flank. Finally drops an explosion from OpTic's Formal as he is now 18-13.
13-2. In this second rotation, the man has come to life.
Envy, though, still in this game. I mean, it's only a 20-point game for how, you know, that big of a burst that was from Formal. And Envy's going to take the rest of this time. You know, they'll get within 14 here. You get a break here on baseball, you're right back in it.
Oh, I mean, they're already in it. And the big thing, I mean, they've already proved that they can win this map when getting outslayed. Throwback in general, a map you'll see it on more often than many of the others. Envy looking to bust on 3. You got John hitting from one side, Apathy on the other. Apathy does get shut down. Now John has to do a whole lot of work. Can't make a play.
JCap's still in the back of the map. Scump cuts down 1, and now the streak. There was about to be a flood from Envy where they would have had a 2-on-2 opportunity to go for the break. Formal realizes this, calls in the streak, which forces them back into cover. That'll now help the rest of this team get back there off spawn. Crimsix tries to hold the line, but the shots from Apathy are crispy.
Apathy and John cruise on through, so the streak provides a whole heck of a lot of nothing, at least that comes out of Formal. Still a lead, though, for OpTic Gaming. You still got Scump in the back, and he wins 2. Krim involved in the action now as well. Everybody wiped. It was a clean wipe for Envy. OpTic answer right back with a clean wipe of their own.
Matt, biggest difference between the first rotation and the second rotation is, does it just come down to kills from Formal?
Yeah, I mean, Formal steps up in a big way, and you're still having Karma play at a high level. 24-20, has his camo. So if you're OpTic, you can use that camo over on Bar, and you can save it unless Envy makes a comeback, you know, more towards baseball or even bike path.
Well, Scump now into the hard point. He's getting close to streaks, has the reactive to work with as well. Can John play spoiler to the streaks? He is able to pick up Karma, but Formal does answer right back. Formal with 2 before dropping. Can we see Scump real quick? He's now on a 5 streak, 50 off. There's the kill, but not able to locate it. John takes him out.
That's one of those where I don't know if John realizes how important that kill just was, but either way, Scump's streaks will not be earned. OpTic up by 35, but no lead is safe from what we've seen so far versus NVT.
Yeah, I believe the Envy comeback was what, Matt? It was 230 for Luminosity to 175?
About 60 points made up on bike path and baseball. So you've seen EnVy do it before against LG. They get a few down here. Let's see what they decide to do. So they're not going to push through right away. It seems like Slasher's just going to go on forward. See how EnVy try and break this. Not going well. All the kills going in favor of OpTic.
And I'll tell you what, it's a couple times now that 3 have been taken out by OpTic. There's been 1 person at least remaining to hold the spawns for Barn. I believe it was Formal the first time through. Crim6 now is going to get it done. But EnVy behind Apathy. Cruise right on through. You still have Karma. Maybe able to play spoiler in the back. No. JCap gives him the gunny.
And this is a scary thing now. OpTic have really outplayed EnVy for a lot of these hard points, especially in the second rotation to now. But look at the score. I mean, if EnVy hold this 28 seconds, which is absolutely possible with Apathy's reactive armor, they will tie up this game.
It's a scrappy game on Throwback. It pretty much always is when you have 2 top teams going against each other. The FTL is in from behind. You get nothing out of that reactive armor, and it's 3 kills for OpTic Gaming. Scump pops his reactive. Scump drops with his out as well. What is happening here?
Apathy pops reactive. He doesn't have many bullets left in his clip. Fires them, then has to reload.
So did Scump.
You see, though, Karma still with that camo. That'll be the one that can make the play. The Centurion comes down for JCap and EnVy here on bike path.
Look at this play from Crim. Look at this play from Crim. They're not going to be ready for this. This is his new play style on Throwback. He's always the thorn in the side of his opponent. He doesn't even know to shoot at. Slasher dead. JCap dead. The break now for OpTic, but they just flip sides. They just wind up flipping sides.
Well, Crim actually ends up spawning them out there. They don't pick up any kills on the other side. And because he's all the way over here, pushed over on sidewalk, he influences so much.
You completely rely on your teammates not to die in that scenario. If they drop, you're in trouble. It's exactly what I mentioned the first time we were here when OpTic was holding bowling. They just have to hold it. No one can push forward and flip the spawns. There it ends up, I think, being an unlucky circumstance with players dying, plus Crim hitting in from behind. Worst case scenario, but now when you get 3 down, OpTic has to push through. They're trying to fly in. John's still trying to hold it, but you have a chance to break in behind this Scarab.
OpTic trying to flood towards this back baseball side. This will be the first time on rotation that they don't have the initial setup. Can Scump gun JCap? Not gonna happen. 3 players here from OpTic Gaming. Formal gets the kill. OpTic get the wins on rotation. They have the setup they want. They want to close the door here.
Formal now 31 and 22 on a 3 streak. Some streaks are being called in right now. It's Crim6 with the Trinity as he cleans up one, trying to hit underpass.
GG.
Blue's been cleared out as well. 5 seconds left. Slasher trying to get in with camo. Can he kill both? Tags them both up. Can't finish it. Should be a matter of a couple seconds, and OpTic will take it.
Formal starts out 5 and 11 and ends the game 31 and 23. As OpTic run away with that map. Now up in this series 1-0. They continue to cruise on through from this loser's bracket run. And we just couldn't seem to get things going after that first rotation, Matt.
Yeah, it was Formal that really heated up in the second half. Started to dominate the game. You saw some big kills there by Crim. Well, it got scary there for a second. You know, they spawned out and over at bike path, but they just had so much firepower to break on through. See the camo for Slasher, you didn't really get much. The camo for Karma wasn't needed at all. OpTic with a strong map number 1.
Yeah, and EnVy, you know, they're doing just enough to keep in some of these games. If they can just come up a little bit bigger in some of these final moments, we've got ourselves a crazy best of 5 to close out.
There you go.
Championship Sunday.
It's okay.
Oh, I'll tell you what, the number of times I've tripped over my cord and now ripped out my audio. What am I at, 5?
5 or 6.
At least.
That's fine, though.
It's tough when there's 3 of us. We're having a good time, though.
We are.
Now as we head to search, you know, it's what's been EnVy especially for the most part throughout this weekend. OpTic Gaming certainly coming into this weekend. I don't know, man. It's definitely, I want this to go the distance. I want 5 games.
I'm worried about that happening, though.
Yeah.
I'm worried about that happening right now. OpTic, when they begin to have plays like that, it was almost weird to see Formal being the one to struggle, obviously, but with Karma playing that well, with Crim staying consistent, Scump still getting his kills on the map, once Formal turned it on, it was like an 80-second swing across, you know, a rotation or 2 of hard points, and they just walked away with that map.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to think about the fact that even when Formal was struggling, it was still, they had about a couple-point lead. They were still in that. So the rest of the team steps it up in a big way to keep them in it early. And then when tier erupts, like you said, yeah, that's when they start to take over.
Yeah, and going to map number 2, Crusher Search and Destroy. It's one we've seen OpTic be very good at in the past. So this is a map and game mode combination that works for them. Looking to just keep rolling here in the grand final.
Well, I know on this map, Jack, you talk frequently about the importance of Crim6 and what he does in Crusher Search and Destroy. For maybe some of the new viewers at home, talk to me about his role here.
He's typically the guy, and now they've actually begun to employ this tactic on Throwback as well. That kind of lingers out by himself, baits some attention from his opponents, tries to get as much information as he can on the map away from that B lane, So the rest of the three can wind up having the peace of mind to either push forward, play passively, or take control of that site and go for a plant. We're going to keep an eye on Crim6 here. I will say E United, when they faced off on this map yesterday, exposed some of the weaknesses on OpTic Gaming's setup, especially that fast flank for Pristini. OpTic fixed a lot of those today when they refaced off against this. I'm looking for the green wall to be strong on this map.
Yeah, they had some misplays in that one as well. I remember the round where you had Karma and Scump both popped their camo and reactive. They end up kind of body stacking. There were some rounds were basically the opposite of clutch for them. Outside of that, I mean, for the most part, they've come up in the big moments. But I don't know. I don't know who to take in this one. Slasher has been dominant on this map and just specifically in this mode, search and destroy throughout the weekend. I think you need a big result out of him. I mean, well, coming into today, he had like around a 1-9. It's actually gone up. And then JCap's been spectacular as well. But here we go. Game 2 of our second best of 5 in the grand final, the stage 2 playoffs. Let's get it.
So look, that one in your minimap is going to be Krim. He's the only one that's not focused on this B lane. Once he spots nothing, he'll give the call out to his teammates. It's time to push up. And look, no hesitation from OpTic. I think Karma's going to get this bomb down.
Gets it planted quickly. Checking the back rock is going to be formal. Spots one with the sniper for just a moment. Can he get the opening pick? Not able to snap on. They pick him off. 2 kills go the way of Envy. 1 left now. All wiped out first round. Goes the boys in blue.
It's such a hard spot to play with the sniper rifle, to be that aggressive, pushed up. You obviously need a guy at the box. Maybe if they go back to something like that, they put Formal a little bit further back and then have a guy hide behind that box, right, Jack? Because then when they go to attack Formal in the back, you have that guy poke out from the right. You're able to pick up some kills.
Formal can't be the first line of defense with a sniper there. And I think the reason why he was in that scenario was because OpTic had so little info on Envy's setup. They didn't show middle. They didn't show it A. They didn't show it B. That they didn't know if they were getting pinched by 2 players. They can't have Formal now watching their flank with a sniper. So I guess it's the lesser of 2 evils, and Envy exposed it right there.
Well, he puts it away for the next round. Let's see if Envy can get a win on offense. Taking the first one. Slasher, again, has been spectacular. He has 2 kills to start off this game. All the more important because he's going to be your camo player.
And look, Envy wind up seeing nothing at A. They spot 4 players surging forward at B. So what do? They say, oh, apathy, little bit of a panic there. No more rear guard for Slasher in this round.
That's grand final nerves for you.
Yeah, right? Oh, sees a shadow and awkward timing for Slasher, at least gets out with 1. 3v2 now for Envy, 2v2 with Formal with the trade. John on the pinch, though, should swing this round. It's Scump versus John.
Scump's got to make a play. He's 1 shot. Health regenning now. 30 seconds on the clock. 1 versus 1 versus John. They're going to meet. Scump sees him for just a moment. Hasn't challenged yet. Shoulder peeking and flies, but John going vertical gets the better of him for the one-on-one victory.
I love the way John played that. Just kind of hung out in the doorway, went vertical. It's such a hard fight for Scump to take.
And the fact you fade away, right? You know Scump has an E-Rad. You haven't him before in that spot. Nice movement by John to get the victory there.
Well, just at such an awkward angle to fight, right? I mean, you go through a doorway and have to kind of look up above you. You don't know whether it's right or left or how high. With the ability to kind of run on the wall and then get even higher. So it's a nice spot from John. Gives him a lot of advantage in that fight.
So again, look. Crim6, the Lone Ranger. Did he spot anybody here from him? Oh my goodness. Crim's ready to eat. There's 2, maybe 3. Crim6!
Give him all 4!
No! What did I say at the start of this map? Crim is going to be that guy that is always by himself to make a play. He's either going to get info, he's going to make something happen like that, or for sometimes he'll get first blooded. This time it works out for OpTic.
Like you said, Crim eating early. Now Apathy by himself as he's going to have to take on 3 members of OpTic Gaming. Played it slow around the edge, gets him behind 1, saw the second at the box, loses him over his head, ring around the rosy we go. Suddenly a 1v1, over the top is gonna be Scump. Scump finishes the kill. It got scary for a moment though.
Yeah, again, when players start darting around this cover, crouching up and down, sliding, look at this. He just tried to go vertical, the hip fire doesn't connect either, so at that point, Scump's probably freaking out himself, but again, gotta commend Crim6, the trigger discipline, the 3-piece there.
Imagine if you lost that round, Crim would have been raging.
Oh, he would have went nuts.
Like, come on, guys.
For a second there, I thought Apathy was just gonna like kind of stall behind the box and make Scump come towards him. Maybe you get a few shots in a melee and you're able to turn that in your favor. But I know tremendous start from Crim. Nice effort from Apathy.
Sasha's dead.
Around.
Oh, I can't believe he got away. You saw one was hitting through you, aggressive push through mid map as well. I think Envy lucks out there that they don't get first blooded again. I don't know what you call Crim, so that's like triple blooded.
Rough thing right now for OG. Karma, the camo player, 0 kills. He's nowhere near earning this. Formal first blood, gets the timing window onto John. Just like that, it's Slasher all by himself.
Slasher, maybe an opportunity to clutch, but no, Scump shuts it down, and we've had some tight rounds down the stretch here.
Yeah, some really quick rounds, and Jack brought up a great point. I know Karma, I believe he gets 1 kill during the round. The Slasher's well on his way towards Camo. Karma, I mean, with the way he's playing, may not get it. Definitely got to look at that later in the game.
With it being 2-2 as well, Slasher has a big round here. This is another one of those times on Crusher that would be the second time this weekend where he'd have a chance to go for double camo. He's about 60% of the way. Maybe he gets a couple kills in this one. We'll have to see. Again, what do we spot? Crim6 by himself. OpTic moving towards a site all alone.
And the big thing, he's done something different each time though, right? He's by himself, but the positioning has been different. This time, almost gets behind another EnVy player. 2v2. It's going to be Crim and Formal going up against Apathy and John. Formal guns a second.
And that's huge. Apathy by himself now dead. John tries to FTL to keep up to Formal. Formal still ready for it, gets that kill. No more FTL jump to use to maybe retake that B site. One thing I have to say is, like, you know Crim6 is going to do this if you're EnVy. You know it's him by himself distracting in A. I mean, Matt, what do you do? If you know that that's how it's going to be, do you try to just flood out B? Do you try to just 4-man hit him and get a kill? I can't even tell.
Well, we've seen OpTic, you know, on this map and a lot of other maps in Search and Destroy do a lot of nice misdirections. So you really don't know. I mean, you see Crim, you don't know if he's trying to bait you to kind of push it in and go all the way out, and then OpTic is just there, kind of ready to pick you up. It's a difficult spot to be in, as Crim has been very good when he's aggressive in S&D.
Now, the site controlled for EnVy. OpTic just layering all around. Look like sharks ready to attack.
And you're all watching the same thing. How did they get 3 kills?
All on Crim. Crim tags 1. Crim challenges a second, but the combination, I believe JCap and John there, able to finish him. You got your hands in the air. What didn't you like about that, Jack?
EnVy were all watching the same side. They were all watching this kind of A pinch and U. They weren't watching that back door, thankfully. There's like 3 players jumping up and down, so they get one. Another OpTic member's not able to snap to the second. That round could have been going south very quickly for EnVy.
Yeah, they got pretty fortunate there.
Yeah.
Had to be some kind of miscommunication with EnVy on who was watching what.
Yeah, you saw his body stacked up in front of Scump there. But now, 3 versus 3. Add another close game to the list here in our grand final. Formal does have FTL readily available. He should be able to get into a strong position here as the transition on defense coming in from EnVy now. They're going to push out the back rock. They push through. Apathy able to get the first kill. I thought the timing was going to work out well for OpTic Gaming. Formal's got shots onto a couple, but not able to finish anything. Crim caught under pass. Formal doing his best to put it back into their favor. FTL's away. The slide not enough. Another round for EnVy.
Why? Why does it always wind up being those scenarios where it's like, oh, this is not winnable? And it seems the round always has us going, oh, whenever it's Formal by himself.
That's what I mentioned earlier. Like, I swear, anytime he's in a 1v3, I assume that it will be a 1v1 at some point.
So I actually agree with what you said there, Maven, that, you know, the timing, it looked like it was going to work out for OpTic, and that was because EnVy didn't have anybody watching the cross. They didn't have people seeing, you know, oh, here comes OpTic going to rocks. It just so happened that, like, the first challenge just immediately went in their favor. I don't know if there was a team nade or a nade that came into play to swing the tide, but I thought OpTic were going to win that
or
one.
Apathy just beamed somebody with E-Ray.
Yeah, no, we talked about the camo players. Look how close Slasher is to camo as opposed to Karma. So, Slasher, if you're EnVy, you win this round, you most likely get camo for this next round. I think you use it to try and put the game away.
Crim holding the close angle. Apathy can't get across. Put some shots into Slasher. Lines up for Scump to finish it. 1v1 quickly.
Trade, win.
The hell was that? That's how some of these Crusher rounds go, right?
But, like, again, like, great OpTic win that round, but what just stinks for OG is that the one player that doesn't get a kill is Karma. He gets an assist.
And they bait for Slasher at the beginning of the round, so Slasher does get a kill, does earn the camo going into the next round.
And Karma has been good in Search throughout this week.
Oh, without doubt.
Oh, this is a rough map right here.
Yeah, I heard Scump talking about the interview, how great he's been, especially in the clutch moments. But yeah, tough map certainly for him right now. But you do have Scump with reactive armor. That's available. And as they're going to be pushing this bomb towards the B site, once again, you see the one on the minimap, Crim6, constantly switching up position as he tries to get info on mid-map and the A site.
My goodness, he's been so annoying. Oh, Slasher spots him. They know he's here. Crim, he's made it all the way pushed up. OpTic now should just go for this plant. OpTic should 100% plant this bomb.
That's such a risky play, but such a good play.
Oh, but the Trinity's coming in. If this gets nobody, oh my goodness. Okay, he gets one.
He does get one. They're trying to answer back. It's just on Karma now. This would be a good time to get some kills.
They know where he is.
Gets one, gets away with his life, challenges the back, but he is dropped. 5th round for EnVy.
It's
We'll have to go into the next round. I don't know. I think Scump may have used his reactive during that as well.
Did Slasher use camo?
We'll have to take a look.
I was so focused on the Trinity rocks when they were going off.
I think both of them may have been used during that round.
It might have been a reactionary thing. Like Scump pops reactive, Slasher pops his camo. We'll see exactly how it plays. But EnVy now up 5-4, showing some life in this second series. No, Slasher did not.
Neither used.
so they both
Okay,
had
okay,
it, yeah.
okay. I was about to say,
Sometimes-
I
sometimes
completely
when they-
missed that then.
Sometimes when they die,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
payload thing changes. So I was like, wow, that would have been strange.
It's a game for us.
I was a blind person in that round, apparently. But now, one more round needed for EnVy. Is Scump going to be the one that can make a play with this reactive armor?
If EnVy somehow lose this round, I won't know what to believe in this world anymore. They have every tool imaginable.
Well, Cap had Trinity. Did he have anything else? Don't believe we've gone on with Cap. So you see Slasher is actually going to pop camo.
Gets
Gets
done.
It's a type of game, unfortunately, it's in for Karma. You got to use this reactive armor. If you can find something with it, you do just that. Scump gets a couple of kills. It's now time for round 11. Camo used by Slasher. No round win. Reactive used on the side of OpTic Gaming, but you have, what, 0 payloads, I think, for OpTic going into this. 2 more, I think, available for EnVy.
Oh my God. Round 11. Slasher camo gone. Scump reactive gone. What's the play call here, Matt?
Oh man,
Flip a coin.
for EnVy, yeah, I think we'll see.
J-Cap used his too.
Yeah, so Apathy has his reactive though, so that's the biggest ability you have left in this game. I think.
Oh, they're just gonna fly.
I think you let Apathy lead the way with reactive. Let him pick up a kill or two.
Yeah, I'd say flying might be a mistake, especially if you don't have Crim with you. You can't have a 4v3 plus reactive armor on the side of EnVy. That will go very poorly for OpTic.
Centurion planted. OpTic playing for a quick plant. Here we go. This is the entire scenario. Apathy's got to lead the charge with reactive armor. They're about to peek in towards the site. Will he pre-pop it? No, not as of yet. Here comes the pressure. Apathy surge out forward. Reactive armor used. Still a 4v4. Slasher with first blood. The challenge comes in. Scump now dead. 4v2 for EnVy. One player getting out with their life. It's Formal who's going to look to play spoiler as he's flanked from top bridge.
It's him and Karma. Can they do it? First gunfight one. Second player will take him out, all on Karma now to 1v3. EnVy looking to take this search and destroy. Can Karma do it? He cannot. Game 2. Team EnVyUs.
EnVy get it done. They stay alive, tie the series up 1-1 as we head into Uplink with things all evened out.
And for a second there, I thought Apathy wasn't going to find anybody with reactive, but as soon as he pops it, then finds the one player, and they get that first initial kill. That was an EnVy round to lose. They get on through, and something that kind of got unnoticed, J-Cap getting those streaks. We talked so much about how Slasher working towards camo, back and forth. J-Cap silently with a very good game in number 2.
All right, shot of the guys now as we're tied up at 1-1. It's looking to be a thrilling best of 5, and I don't know, it's anybody's match for this. Who you taking in the Uplink, Jack?
I'm not even going to predict. I don't care. I'm just ready to watch.
This has been a pleasure. This weekend's been incredible, man.
Yeah, I mean, the matches have just been insane. If it's any indication of what we're going to get at Champs, that's going to be the craziest event of them all.
All right, guys. Well, game 2 in the books. Uplink coming up next. Who will get the edge? Will it be EnVy? Will it be OpTic Gaming? The same teams matched up a year ago leading into Champs. The same 8 players here yet again. Guys, we'll see you after this quick break. OpTic Gaming, Team EnVyUs, it is time for Uplink in our second best of 5. If you're just joining us, welcome. Tweet the stream. Enjoy the broadcast. Series is tied at 1 apiece, and this is going to be fun.
Yeah, Frost Uplink coming up next. It's going to be a tough map for EnVyUs. Frost is a game mode. Frost is a map combination with Uplink where OpTic Gaming can take advantage of their firepower. You can really ramp up the pace.
The OpTic are confident on this map, but EnVyUs as well. Speaking with this team, they love playing Frost Uplink now. It's wound up over the year as going from their least favorite Uplink to now their favorite Uplink. That's why it was so tough when you asked before the break, who do I think is going to take it? I can't even begin to predict this map.
Key for me is JCap on Envy. You know, he brings out an ERAD on this map. Can he match the likes of the other ERAD powerhouses that you have on OpTic Gaming? If he can, I feel good about Envy. I mean, we've seen some really, really great gameplay from them on Frost, but
how many times have we seen JCap just fry on this map and game mode combination? It's like an outlier. Every single one he's like even or maybe a little bit negative, and then this one he's like at a 1.2.
Cap's a big game player, man. Usually shows up in the biggest moments. You look, you know, Clay is another guy who usually in the biggest moments always plays at his best. I feel like we always see JCap's best around Champs time. I believe, does he have like the highest overall like average placing at a Champs? Like, I mean, he gets second the first year, he wins twice.
I believe he does.
FaZe Red, I believe, gets 5-6 at their event. So JCap always plays pretty good around this time of year.
I used to know that number, but I can't remember what it is. But JCap, wouldn't it be special if somehow he is able to, you know, make a run at Champs this year, look for that third ring, and this is the first time
after that.
Well, this is the first time we've had a grand final with 2 rings Cap and 2 rings Karma, correct?
Yep. Here we go, game number 3. The series tied up 1-1. We're guaranteed to at least see another Hardpoint, but who can take the edge and go up 2-1 in this best of 5 by sneaking the uplink in their favor? First blood goes to Slasher with the NV4 kill to Crim6.
JCap trying to make plays in mid. Everybody dead though on Envy except for John. Can John hold the mid line? He does for a moment. No one able to get positioning yet, just fighting for mid map and drone control. Scump getting back in. JCap with a 2-piece on the kill feed. Scump, though, able to answer back, but he's in a tough spot. He's getting hits from both sides. Needs a little bit of help, and Karma's going to do just that. Apathy on the flank, though. Gets a couple. Crim wrapping this drone.
JCap is here, ready to stop this. Crim has to fall on back. Now Envy, they're actually pushing OpTic all the way into their spawn. They've got to reset this drone. There you go. Crim does finally get it off the map.
Yeah, it's not a good sign usually when you're running the drone backwards. It's one thing to go laterally, having to run it all the way back into your spawn and clear, and now you got Apathy shredding you in your base.
Well, look at the map control they've given Envy. You know, Apathy inside of the OpTic Gaming base, it'll be Slasher getting a 1-point play and picking up 1. They've just given Envy so much map control of the OpTic Gaming base. You cannot let up that early in the game.
Well, it was almost like Crim was just looking for an opening with that drone, right? Like, originally he grabbed it in the middle, then had to run it back towards Ice, and when Ice didn't work, he ran it in towards a spawn and went to go move it into ship, then he got shut down there, so he went all the way to back of his map. OpTic had a gun down at all times. Thankfully, though, they rally right back as they fight for middle map control and dunk the drone on through.
Well, Scump a little faith in his teammates to pick up the kills so he can get the dunk, but as they get points on the board, Slasher on a 3 streak trying to see if he can get this Trinity Rocket. Takes a gunfight to Scump in the base. JCap takes out Karma. Slasher shooting formal in the back. This should be a dunk unless Crim6 can go huge for his team. Crim6 getting pushed, dunk gone through. 3-2 lead for Envy.
It's a great play there by Apathy. Waits for JCap to get in position where he can lead the way, secure that 2-point play for Envy.
And Slasher, I believe, did get that Trinity Rocket, so maybe something they could work with defensively in a panic moment, or to get some openings here on offense.
Look at JCap. JCap flanking behind. There's 1, there's 2. Nice job from him.
Let's see if OpTic Gaming can start to close some of the holes. They're allowing Envy to get it on these flanks, as you saw JCap and John managing to make a play. As John pushes forward though towards the OpTic base, OpTic will hold, but I mean, no one's really been able to get a foothold, and this just seems like a game of tug-of-war to some degree.
Yeah, and it doesn't surprise me with how evenly matched these teams are and being just good in general at Frost Uplink. I will say, up to this point, Envy have absolutely played better. They're leading in slang. You can also see just in overall map positioning, a lot of OpTic's kills have come in their base. Apathy's been the superstar so far this map. He's the only player with over 10 kills.
I mean, every time you look at the feed, you see Apathy's name, it's usually a double kill as leads the charge. Awful throw there. JCap a little bit wide right would have been a big throw there to knock down, obviously make the score 4-2, and force OpTic to get a 2-point play to tie it up.
A little bit contested. He had some shots coming in. Maybe bumped a player as he went out, but still one you'd hope he'd connect on. Drone reset back to mid. Map 4 down now for Team EnVyUs. OpTic Gaming looking to get forward. Formal has drone. Krim already pushing into the back line, getting ready to attack these spawners from EnVyUs. First kill goes his way. 2 at the back helipad. Puts damage into just about everybody. You have to take the 1-point toss, but it's a point on the board for OpTic Gaming, and Scump's got 3 kills in a row.
Scump's still here. Now at 12 and 10, Apathy. Only Apathy would be able to shut him down there. As it's 3-3, 4 minutes into this map. See if any team can get the upper hand as we go into side 2.
Formal can maybe heat up a little bit with this K-Bar. He had a slow start to the game 1, slow start here. But there should be more points as Scump finds another 2-piece. There's a dunk, 5-3 OpTic.
There's 3 dead for Envy. OpTic brings the drone right up mid-map. They get Formal inside of the EnVyUs base, and look at this, he's coming on a flank. He will tag up 1. Slasher right in front of him, he falls. Can OpTic rally another score? It's Apathy and JCap mid-map holding on for Envy.
Nice job by Apathy. Just grabs the drone and tries to ditch it towards Cliff. Make OpTic burn as much time as possible when trying to go for this push. Scump, with Karma being dead, calls out that they are everywhere inside this ship bay side, so he'll wrap it again towards this outside cliff area. 25 seconds left, OG with the lead.
I was going to say, Wisely gets thrown down and gets gun up, but Slasher just hits a perfect 4 shots as he comes flying around the edge. Very little time left. Can anyone get a last moment score? 1 coming off respawn for each side. Karma makes a big play, but the drone is pushed up outside research. Apathy, better of Scump and still on the map, but it appears the final couple seconds are going to tip away with no more scores.
We talked a lot about JCap prior to this one, how Frost Uplink seems to be a map he's excelled at so far this year. Right now, the quietest on his team. They're going to need more from him inside, too, if Envy want to take this map.
Well, they do have Slasher with the Trinity Rocket in the second half. Maybe you're able to use it in that back helipad area, force the drone on through. So you still have that streak at your disposal if you're Envy. It's just when they elect to use it.
Yeah, I think you expected Apathy to go off for Envy. You expect Scump to have a good game on a map like this. For me, it's kind of who's going to be that secondary guy that really starts to explode. And at times, you know, we were talking about with an Erad, Krim has had some truly special moments. He's 12 and 12 right now. We'll see if he can put together a strong second half.
JCap was super ready for that push from Crim6 on that lower wall run. Not sure if he expected JCap to be flying that high up in the air. Scump just trying to stay alive middle. That's a gunfight he cannot challenge on Slasher in that middle heady right there. 3v2 number advantage for Envy in middle map. Again, Karma just trying to play spoiler as they've lost him, and Karma's going to get 2 because of it. Or not.
God, he gets 2 more one-shot. His teammates do clean them both up. You see all the points coming in from the assist. So that's going to be 4 down, and that means no hesitation. Drone pushing forward. Scump's got it in hand. Crim6 and company trying to lead the way, but Slasher is able to get 2. Krim answers back, but there will be no scoring opportunity as EnVyUs plays strong defense off a respawn.
It was a little bit awkward there for OpTic. I think Krim thought he had the timing on the play before he got in the ship. That was Slasher who had already pushed up towards that wall run, killed the first. Drone carrier was then dead shortly after, and once that happens, you know that OpTic push was basically thwarted. Now Envy, because of it, the drone was moved towards this area. No reason to reset it. We'll push right forward with it. This should be a 1-point play or a dunk.
Yeah, and it was JCap with a nice 2-piece. They get the dunk through and tie up the game. Slasher's got some streaks out as well, Matt.
Yeah, so this is how I thought he was going to use it. They get a score, and then he was going to try and use it off the spawn to blow them up again, and then get another point through. He's able to get 1 kill with it, prevents OpTic from rotating back right away, and it'll result in a 1-point play as Envy has taken the lead.
3 unanswered there for Envy. 3 kills, though, for OpTic Gaming on the kill feed as they look to rally back after collapsing for a moment under the pressure from Team EnVyUs. Krim has overdrive available. They're taking this back into sub-bay. Slasher and John, though, doing what they can on defense.
So because of this angle, you can overdrive here and you can overdrive here and still force a 1. Krim elects to save it. I guess with this much time left, he didn't need to try to force a play. All right, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, with a lot of time left and you only have 1 more teammate up, I think you save the overdrive. Maybe you get a 1-point play out there, but I think you save the overdrive where you can get a 2. You can get a guaranteed point on the board. It would have been pretty risky.
Well, 2.5 to go now in the second half. On board with Scump as he gets a sliding hipfire kill onto Slasher. They've got EnVy push back onto their back foot, but yet again, 2 kills come in from EnVy. It's like every time they get in this situation, they end up clutching up, still Scump to deal with, but you wipe everybody from OpTic Gaming off the board. How many times have we seen EnVy go big on a defensive position similar to that?
Oh, 3 or 4 times now, this side alone. The slang's so even between these 2 teams. The only difference is a +2 for EnVy. And honestly, that might be the 1-point difference we see in the scoreboard realistically at this point.
Well, EnVy was great on the defensive end and uplink in the first series.
Wow.
So you expect them to kind of keep continuing the trend. JCap able to get one, not going to be able to finish off the second. Be Scump and Crim dominating the feed for OpTic. Now they get the drone. Let's see if they can get a score.
They've got to kill this first player who challenges in towards ship. You've got Scump all the way pushed up. Look, nothing. But Crim, he's now took the drone the other angle. He has overdrive, but I don't think he's going to use it. Can he hit the one to tie the game? Yes, he does.
All tied up, 90 seconds now. Formal still in a position to be a nuisance to the EnVy side. He's got FTL too to maybe make a play. See on X-Ray, everybody kind of hitting towards research and mid-map for EnVy.
Oh my
but
goodness.
Formal is still here, finishes one. Scump as well, gets past the nave of the slide, and the FTL to make a play, but JCap gets the better of him. May not matter except the flank from Slasher. He cuts down 2. No points yet. Everybody wiped out. What a defensive play from Slasher and EnVy.
Slasher goes huge there for EnVy. They get drone control with a minute to go. And look at how close he is to active camo. Him and Karma, so close to that payload ability. I think whoever unlocks that first jack, gets the drone in their hand, wins the game.
Oh gosh, Crimson just killed Karma with a Scarab. EnVy have the number advantage. They're going to push on up. They've got a lead blocker. Slasher gets the kill. Give him the drone for the dunk, or no, Abby's going to do it himself.
Oh, what? It gets dropped. He tries to pick it up with camo. Can he get through for the dunk? He does it. Slasher making the plays. Karma still a couple kills away from getting this camo, but Scump and Formal trying to lead the way through. There's a team kill now onto Apathy. Karma finishes the next in drone in the hands of OpTic Gaming. They're pushing in. There's the camo. That's the kill that he needed. Let them lead out. Use the camo here. Guarantee yourselves a dunk. Wraps it around the back and flushes it all through with the melee. 8-8, 20 seconds left here, and Karma somehow still fighting.
Oh my God!
Here.
Karma gets all 3, but the drone being pushed up the opposite side of the map. EnVy still have bodies here. JCap with overdrive for the last second heroics. He tries to pass it. It won't happen. JCap sneaks past him. And he...
Oh! It goes high!
JCap chokes the shot.
Of all the people.
JCap chokes the... Oh no! As it flies over the portal, I thought he had it.
I thought he had it for sure. Wow.
It was a great individual play by Cap to make it happen. Gets the overdrive, slides by one guy. 3 seconds left in the window.
Look at it, look at this.
Yeah! Just too high.
Overtime.
Let's get to OT. What a final 90 seconds that was. So now remember, you use the overdrive there from Cap. Crim6 comes into
All
this
dead.
On a big 3, and he has the overdrive to work with. Here we go. There could be a very early strike. Karma with the trendy up top, floating it in, making sure they can get a dunk. The beatdown is there. The dunk should be there. 33 seconds, the time to beat from EnVy.
Karma again when you need the man most. A 7 streak between the end of side 2 and now OT. 33 seconds to the time to beat, and OpTic have a ton of utility to use.
It's going to be very tough to beat this time. We'll see what EnVy has at the beginning of the half. I mean, they use overdrive, they use camo. Yeah.
If you're OpTic, you literally just have to avoid like a 4 down.
I mean, Crim's going to try and use overdrive, get in a position where maybe he can pick up 1 kill here, get the drone, end the game. But 2 kills for EnVy. John with another. They do have drone in their hands.
This is still possible. Slasher team kills John. He's their only hope. This is it. Slasher somehow needs to juke all of OpTic Gaming. It's not going to happen, I don't think. Drone's still here. Nope, that is it. Grab the drone, run on that lower wall run. OpTic Gaming take a 2-1 series lead.
What a finish that was. And man, I'll tell you what, if you lose this series, JCap's gonna be having nightmares about that 1-point toss tonight. Not that it was an easy play, but in the position he was, you gotta sink it.
Does it look like Scump's aged like 3 to 4 years? Today alone.
I would love to see the replay of Cap missing the throw again. Because the only thing I can think of is that when he's sliding,
He bumps the wall.
well, maybe he thinks he's going to end up a little bit closer to the left of the window, because you see his aimer goes like high and right. And I think that's where we can go to it again. And
Look at this.
see, maybe he thinks he's going to end up all the way a little bit further to the right. I mean, maybe that's like all the way hugging like the left side of the window there.
Look at Scott.
I think he actually has aged, yes, approximately a decade throughout the course of this. He's now
That's the
aged.
only kind of thing I can think of there, because just a little high there for Cat. It was a great play to even get in that position, but just misses the throw.
What a grand final we have, guys. This has been a pleasure to cast. We hope at home you guys are having fun too.
We're about to go to our 8th map now.
I don't know
Yeah.
where we are.
8th map of this grand final. We're at a point now where we've seen almost every single map and game mode combination we have here in competitive Call of Duty. If EnVy want to force the game 5, S&D, they've got to win this Hardpoint. Do I think it's possible? 100%, right? OpTic haven't looked untouchable in Hardpoint at any point in Stage 2. EnVy just need to clutch up, simple as that.
I think he can do
Retail.
this. I think
Oh my
it
God.
has to be a game 5, but I'll tell you what, with Retaliation, it's on Slasher. Slasher has to get the better of Formal and this OpTic Gaming team. We know what he did to Enable and FaZe earlier this weekend. Just complete, what was he, 22-9, something like that. Just took over and they won by a huge margin. He's got to do it again here. It's not just him, but Slasher has to be big.
And that is an uplink that, you know, I mean, they're that one cap throw away from, you know, taking that one. I agree. Slasher needs to be the guy here in Retaliation. Hardpoint coming up next. I think you need Cap to bounce back with a big game. You know, a lot of times those plays, it's hard to get over them. But you're going right back into a Hardpoint, which in Retaliation, it's punishing. I mean, you can get beat pretty bad on this map if you don't come out hot early.
And I think if there's any team in the world that can rebound after a devastating loss like that in Uplink, it's got to be EnVy, right? They've been together for so long. They've won a world championship together. If there's anyone that can shake it off, Cap's got to be that guy, but it has to be hard,
Listen,
man. I mean,
Slasher's been their shining jewel in Respawn throughout the weekend. Right now, he has his toughest test, beat Formal on a map like Retaliation Hardpoint. Show how good you truly are here, Slasher. If they are going to win on this map, I think Slasher not only needs streaks, this man needs to have the game of his life, and he's going to have to really put this EnVy team on his back to go to Game 5.
and on the other side, I mean, you need a big game from Formal if you're going to close it out for OpTic. Think about this. He had to go through Octane, had to go through Clayster, now has to go through Slasher, playing some of the best COD of his life. The NV4 matchups have been so crucial. What was the stat from JP the other day when your NV4 goes positive?
When your MV4 gets out Slade, you are 14 and 46. That was as of 2 days ago, so obviously that number's probably changed. But
well, one NV4 is dead. Oh, Slasher now getting into a position here, Matt. As they push back OpTic Gaming, they're coming off a spawn, but Scump, not too bad with the NV4 in his hand either.
He loves the weapon. JCap, 3-0, now 4-0, already with a Scarab. Solid start from him, but OpTic get a close spawn at this top bridge, and they'll be able to flood right back in.
You can see spawning all the way out lower street is EnVy. This actually ends up being very favorable for them. They're going to get a good 10 to 15 points off of this spawn. Apathy opens things up. John on the kill feed for them as well, but unfortunately, it's Formal with a two-piece. Tagging up John as well, I believe, before a nade from Karma will finish him. Formal kills 3. I think gets the assist onto the other player that Karma killed. Big plays there at bridge, but now as we head to lower street, Scump first man in.
and he'll get control of the Hardpoint early, but those arrows on the minimap, number 1 and 7. It's going to be Crim6 and Apathy for their respective teams fighting for that mid-hotel area. And that's such an important area to lock down because that allows you to control that top patio, which makes it a lot easier to hold this lower street.
Yeah, Scump is so safe here. He's wondering what's going on. Once his teammate top flat dies, which that did just happen, he's got to be worried. Nice nade kill from Formal, already 8 and 4.
Yeah, I think he just killed 3 more again as they tried to push through Hotel. And we talked about that matchup between Formal and Slasher. Slasher right now 1 and 4. I know it's very, very early in the game, but things cannot continue the way they are.
John trying to stay alive. 20 seconds left. And boom.
He's been very good today.
He even almost snapped onto JCap at the end there.
He's been a man on a mission today. I mean, really, we've talked about Octane. Maybe he's the best player in the game. Zero as well. I feel like Formal probably got a little ticked off. I mean, you know him better than anyone, Maeve. just that he's not in that conversation anymore. A guy plays just completely out of sight.
I think it's twofold. I think it's OpTic Gaming pissed off. They haven't been in the conversation for top team, this past month or so. And yeah, Formal and Scump, sort of the MVP talks early in the game, and it's been all Octane and Zero lately.
This is so great.
I'm sure he was pissed.
He's holding the cross, gets caught throwing a nade, but Scump's got his back. And he's going to challenge the final one. There should be more kills for him. Bye-bye, JCap. A 1-minute lead now for OG as they've come out hot on this game 4.
Oh, God. I mean, yeah, the only thing worse for Envy than the way that Uplink ended is coming out here and getting smashed early in the hard point. If they don't break in here, you've got a 100-point lead, not even through our first set of rotations.
The Slasher's 2-8. I mean, Apathy and John can't even get anything going because they're having to challenge the NV4s with K-bars because Slasher can't get a kill.
And think about it. I mean, Slasher's had to do a lot this weekend. You had a lot of game 5s. He was a hard carry earlier in this weekend. Maybe he's running out of a little bit of magic. But still a lot of time to go. And similar to Breakout, we do see huge swings here on Retaliation.
You do, and as long as if you're Envy, you didn't give up streaks to OpTic Gaming, which we haven't seen anything on the side for OG. You're not in an awful spot. You see Slasher picking up 2 here.
There we go.
They can start to build towards some streaks. Envy, you take some time here. Now you're back up to like 118, 80-ish. And then you can get some time at Hotel Hallway. You can make this a game.
And think this is the first time Slasher's had a chance now to actually set up in a position he wants to be in this map, right?
Sure.
Every other time, they got out-rotated at Lower Street. They got out-rotated at Cathedral. Finally, it's Envy in command of the positioning, and now look at the score because of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's crucial for MV4 players, right? When you can get set up in power positions, it makes your job very easy. When you are not able to do that, it becomes much more difficult as you have kind of your frontline players in your face at all times. Maybe Slasher can get a little bit more comfortable as this game goes on. But 10 seconds left here on the broken building. That's going to go to EnVyUs, and they're right back in this due to a perfect hold and due to Slasher now heating up.
They got all of it. They got the entire destroyed building hill. A huge turn of events here for Envy. As that, if they come back in this game, that is the sole reason why you're able to get all of that time there. Slasher now on a 4 streak. He's probably just thinking about score streaks. Going in the second half, you'll take being down 30-40 if you get those Trinities and the bombardment.
And he's getting darn
close. Ammo.
Darn close, but no ammo, just trying to punch the sky eventually.
So he didn't have a backup weapon. He was actually one more kill and just a hop in the hard point to earn streaks. But because he runs out of ammo, you see him just punching the air. No way to defend himself.
Well, Formal was able to slide in to secure some of those points, so he's getting close to a Scarab here. Also 3 kills to go in a row. Gets a call out, there's a player at curb. Has the angle on it, JCap slides in. You don't have a chance in that one. Can't snap on more players that are coming in from the outside scaffolding.
It's a hold.
It certainly is. 150 now broken, 70-point advantage here for OpTic Gaming. Envy, right as they seem to get back into it, OpTic blows up this lead again.
I mean, Matt, they're not doing anything special, really. This is just textbook Retal hardpoint, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. Formal has played great. Same with Crim here.
Oh,
Formal not able to win that engagement against Apathy, but here's where Envy, you can make a little bit of a run. You take some time here on Bridge, and maybe you earn some streaks. You can split some time at Lower Market. It's really about Cathedral coming up next. They didn't get there early. OpTic took the entire time. If Envy can take some time on Cathedral, they can come back.
Remember, we got some new viewers joining us. OpTic already took 1 best-of-5 to push it to the second. This map victory would be a win for the Stage 2 playoffs. And they are getting ever closer now as they are locking down Bridge. 20 seconds remaining. Karma looking over the top with an NV4 as he finds 2. Crim as he peeks. Slasher peels him and gets 3. That'll give Envy control.
Okay, they get the last few seconds. They've got to get a body towards bike path, though. They need JCap to pick up the pace. Yeah, and he starts falling back as he's worried about Karma pushing. Envy, again, getting out-rotated towards this new hill every single time.
It's like those 3 kills from Slasher. They're nice, but it just kind of it lets OpTic get set up, if anything, for the next hard point, right?
You see Apathy just can't breathe inside Hotel. OpTic keeping them so far away from this hard point. You've got nothing to worry about right now if you're Formal. He's just chilling out.
Yeah, I mean, right now, it's very difficult for Envy to even get close to the hill. See Apathy pick up 1 on that top plat, but Lower Street, it's been controlled by OG, only 50 points away from taking this series. So you see they have control for Cathedral as well. If you're Karma and OpTic, you don't need to push all the way down here. You don't need a lot of this time. Just force Envy to just run at you and beat you gun on gun. You'll take your chances if you're OpTic.
Exactly. Just don't give up any map positioning. I was going to say, don't get, 3-4 down. A couple drop, they back it up. One does spawn out. So Formal actually spawns the entire way across the map. So it's going to be on the 3 other OpTic Gaming members to hold off here inside a Cathedral.
Oh, Krim.
But Krim is doing it by himself, at least from behind, until John is able to take him out. You have a 3v2, you got to go if you're Envy.
It's a timing window right now. I don't think they have any clue that Formal's behind him. John now dead. Formal gets the kill. Karma with the shutdown on Slasher. J-Cap's all alone. OpTic 35 seconds from taking this series.
And they can win it here. J-Cap takes a one-on-one against Crim6 inside Hotel. Envy has to break behind this Scarab. Who can Apathy tag up? I believe it connects with Scump actually kills Scump there. John then gets in the back. Can he go huge for his team? The FDL from behind, he completely loses him. Formal 2 tries to get the third, but not enough in the clip.
OpTic set up for this hill. This will put them at 248. I think this is done.
Envy is forced to kind of go at this hit. I think they're kind of forced, but they're going to rotate out, and it's going to be very difficult, Maeve. They're going to give up the last 8 or so seconds here. OpTic will be 2 seconds away from closing this game out. And look at how this is shaping up. They don't know Crim's in this position. Just got one gunfight to win.
Surprise. Takes out one, can't slide and snap onto the second, but like you said, OpTic Gaming, they just need 1 break and 2 points to secure 2 best-of-5s over Envy in the grand final and take home $200,000.
Here it is. They get the kills. Everyone dead. OpTic Gaming, your CWL Stage 2 Global Pro League champions.
How sweet that must feel. It's not been the best couple of months for OpTic Gaming. They had a lot to prove. They were frustrated. There were doubters from all across the globe that they were still the top team in the world. But at the end of the gauntlet that was this weekend, who's sitting at the top? It's OpTic Gaming.
I think once they get by Luminosity this morning, I think they just have so much confidence and momentum going in these next few series that they just roll through the rest of the day.
There you have it, folks. Your champions. Give it up for them, OpTic Gaming.
Excellent stuff. Let me get in here with the team. OpTic Gaming, what a road. Krim, we got to start with you, my friend. Yesterday, a small slip up to E United, but today, you run through everybody. You take down LG. You get your revenge against E United. You beat Envy twice. How does the team feel right now? Are you guys back? Are you the best team in the world?
Yeah, we are. 100%.
100%. COD Champs, the big one, is coming up next, but you guys just banked another $200,000, Seth. What was the secret for the squad? How do you bounce back after an 8th place back in Anaheim?
I always thought we were the best team in the game, even in Anaheim. We dropped 2 series, and in both of those series, we lost both Hardpoints. In that grand finals, we won all 4 of them. So it's really crazy how we turned it around. We've been scrimming a lot, putting a ton of time in as a team, and it's just great that it showed off. I'm proud of every single one of these guys. Every single one of them stepped up when they needed to.
And we got the fans back involved here in Columbus, Ohio. Anything you guys want to say to the people that were out here watching you now and the crew that will be watching you guys down in Orlando?
Just thank you to all you guys. You guys make our jobs so much easier with all of your support. Having all of you guys out here cheering for us. We can hear you up here, and it really does make a difference. So
that is OpTic Gaming, our Stage 2 champions. Give it up one more time. And of course, the show is not done until we award our Astro Gaming MVP trophy. Maven, bring it on up. We know who it's going to. Maven's favorite player, Formal, tops the leaderboard. Overall KD, number 2 in S&D. Formal is your MVP. OpTic Gaming, they've been to so many finals. This time, they steal it away from EnVyUs, but the show's not over. Let's send it to Benson at the desk.
Thank you very much, Chris. Congratulations once again to OpTic Gaming, your Stage 2 champions. Formal, of course, your Astro MVP as well, and so rightfully deserved. An unbelievable weekend for him. Talk about standing out in almost every single category, the clutches, the kills, literally everything. OpTic Gaming now definitely back on top, where we're kind of so used to seeing them over the past couple of years, that's for sure, but still so much to come. Of course, we have a live draw, which is going to happen in just a few moments' time. Before that, though, let's just recap this entire event. I mean, it truly was crazy. It really was. I mean, you talk about the winners bracket, of course, the final, Envy being in the winners bracket final alone, Teep, was a big, big surprise to so many people out there.
Big honorable mention to Envy. Second place sucks. I get how the guys are feeling right now, but man, Slasher definitely making a case for MVP overall for the whole weekend. You know, Formal, obviously, dominant performance on the leaderboard, things like that, but the fact that Slasher was able to drag his team, it seemed like, throughout that winner bracket to make it to this point. I know he's not happy right now, but on the grand scale, Envy should be happy with this overall tournament performance.
And listen, Series 1, yes, did OpTic win both hardpoints? They did. They clutched up. But Envy, they're going to go back and watch those and be like, this should have been ours. It should have been it. When you look at Series 2, I just felt like OpTic controlled both Scorch and Retaliation much better. But that throw by Cap, that's going to be haunting him for a while.
I was curious, have any of you three in your playing career had a moment like that, which even now you kind of look back and think, I wish I'd done that maybe a little differently?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we all have. You know, you put yourself in that situation. I remember I missed a one in Uplink, and I practiced that one probably 1,000 times after that, right? And it never happened again. It's just, it happens. It is what it is.
My moment is definitely 2013 champs when I looked away from Big T, put about 3 bullets in him, not able to finish that kill on that Aftermath Search and Destroy back in Black Ops 2. That haunted me for the better part of a year, but that really drove me to be the best player, and that's when we, you know, after that, we obviously went on our run, right? So it's moments like that that make you stronger, but in the moment, they're not fun whatsoever.
They're definitely stinging. I mean, you can see exactly how App feels right there. And then on the flip side, of course, the emotions here completely parallel. Formal almost close to tears. That's just how much winning really does mean to him. And we kind of say that so often. He's a player who just simply wants to win. Does not care about anything else. He just really wants to bring home championships. And OpTic Gaming have done that here. $200,000 go their way in first place. More importantly, of course, EnVyUs in second place. $120,000 for them. United LG third and fourth. FaZe, Fnatic 5th, 6th, and Enigma 6th, and Splice 7th, 8th. But again, Momo, to reiterate, it's almost deja vu, exactly where we were this time last year. OpTic Gaming beat Envy the event before champs, and you saw how Envy bounced back last year. Do you expect to see something similar this year?
I think Envy can really go on a deep run at champs, and yeah, they're definitely a contender to kind of take the whole thing. They've got that championship winning mentality, that team. They definitely have the skill. And I think the thing to note here is you rewind 4 weeks ago, and we were sat thinking about the groups, and we were thinking, to be honest, do Envy even make playoffs? 90–80% of people were saying no, they don't even make it to playoffs. They upset Epsilon Cloud9. They lose to OpTic, obviously in playoffs to get here, but they make it here. They went on a huge run. They take down some really tough opponents. They finished second at a tournament we didn't even think they were going to be at. Of course, you're going to get that reaction from Slasher. They're going to be really upset for a long time over this. But the good thing is, time for redemption isn't far away. It's a couple of weeks. They've got to make these next couple of weeks count. And if they bounce back, if they take champs, this will be forgotten about.
And it's one of those things, right? If they get to the grand final and just get absolutely destroyed, you take it a little bit differently, you know? It's, okay, we improved. We're the second, we got second place.
Right.
The reason these guys, like, look at Apathy right now, the reason he looks this way is because they felt they should have continued this series. They felt like that second series should have won Game 5. They felt like they should have won that Game 1 breakout hardpoint. These guys are just ticked off because there were so many little mistakes where they could be Stage 2 playoff champions.
I mean, 1,000%. They could have won the first series 3-1. This could have been going to a Game 5 if that uplink throw goes a millimeter lower.
As a player, I would much rather get absolutely destroyed and get 6-0'd than the way that they just lost.
With that said, how do you then change that mentality going into champs? Of course, we're 2 weeks away. Is that enough time?
Tomorrow, they're going to be like, listen, guys, they have to be. Listen, guys, we got top 24 a month ago. Today, we got career low. Yesterday, we got second place. We're improving. We're on the up and up. This is the time where we have to focus. Let's fix our mistakes. We can go back-to-back. JCap could be a back-to-back-to-back world champion.
That's crazy. Then, of course, on the flip side for OpTic Gaming, I mean, now surely you start to think maybe a snowball effect should occur, Momo. I mean, they're going to get so much confidence from this. I mean, you heard Scump as well. Feels like he's the best player, and this is the best team in the game.
Yeah, I mean, confidence is key going into a tournament like champs. Even a tournament like this, we've got to put this. This is a tournament, second to anything like champs, obviously.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It is $500,000 at the end of the day. Fantastic stuff. But right now they're on top of the world. One thing that they can't do, and I know they won't do, is they're not going to slack off the next 2 weeks. When you're the best, you've got to just keep riding that wave. You've got to put every single hour of every single day, just play as much as you can. OpTic Gaming, you know, definitely one of the favorites going into COD Champs. Envy, they're right up there with them, but
They are now.
for me, short term, you know, for Envy, this is going to be so tough. But long term, this is such kind of a building block for them. Like you said, a month ago, top 24. Now, second at playoffs, taking away $120,000.
As I mentioned, a career low for the EnVyUs organization. To bounce back in that fashion, definitely impressive. Of course, OpTic Gaming bring home another championship here in Infinite Warfare. But just talking now a little bit bigger picture, of course, we talk about some of the games we've seen and the teams winning and losing in unexpected ways. I think now, team, for COD Champs, we're in a situation where...
We're in for a show.
If I say who wins, I feel like you could maybe give me 5, 6, 7, 8 different answers now.
You look at our top 4 here. FaZe has a pretty good showing at 5-6. Splice, who we kind of all had at that sort of number 2 spot, fell down quite dramatically from the group and then getting the last place finish here at the playoffs. So there's several teams that can really have... All you need is a good day, right? Especially going into that bracket at Chance. Well, you got to make it through groups, obviously, but if you have a really solid day, make a run in winners, anything can happen. There's 6 teams that could really make a show, and maybe an unknown team. You never know.
Well, thinking about the teams that aren't here, Epsilon were 3rd place at Anaheim. If they get going, they got 4th last year at Champs, most of those guys. I mean, Red Reserve, we've talked about how they're on the up and up as well.
Yep.
Phil, you think they're going to place the best out of European teams at Champs right now?
I really think so. I think